All right, you can start anytime you like.
All right, fellas. Thanks a lot for joining. This is first time I'm actually doing a formal presentation like this, tackling like a rugby player. Brief history. This got a lot of press, so to speak, with Pete Carroll and the Seahawks and their hawk style tackling. They had got a consult from one of the USA Sevens coaches, and it really kind of sprung into something really cool. It's almost like the contradiction of heads up football, but I'm going to kind of explain throughout the presentation that it's very similar. It's just another way of tackling, just like you have blocking with shoulders and hands. You can tackle the heads up way, the gunslinger way, or what we're going to talk about today, the rugby day or way, excuse me. Just a brief history with me. I've been playing men's club rugby now for 5 years. The unique thing about rugby is we have 3 seasons a year: spring season, a summer season, and a fall season. So more or less, whereas a kid would only get 5 seasons out of 5 years, I got 15, and within that, I learned a lot. Especially about tackling that I brought onto youth, and we've had some relatively good success with it. I've coached high school rugby for 4 years and just got into coaching women's rugby, which is quite interesting. But some of these ladies are absolutely ferocious, and sometimes are more physical than the boys. So just a little tidbit there. It's just a little plug for my club. We just won our state in the fall. We just won a playoff game yesterday to go to Virginia for the MAC conference. So this is just my boys. Now we're gonna get a nitty gritty. So rugby versus American football. I'm going to kind of explain, how rugby works, but one of the biggest things that's different from rugby as opposed to football is the distances between contact. When you can get a safety with a head of steam of 10 to 12 yards and you have a running back that's 7 yards in the backfield coming through the line, that distance is great. The force is just ridiculously high. And that's where a lot of these injuries are coming, whether it's joints in your shoulders, chest, or your head. The distances in the game really kind of make the difference in terms of if you get hurt, and all the trauma to your body and your head. The tempo and pace of the game is also a huge thing. In rugby, it's an 80-minute game, 40-minute halves. There's no stoppages. So once you make a tackle, the play doesn't stop. It just keeps moving. And there's a lot of different aspects of the game. So when we tackle in rugby, we really have to be mindful that we have to go for 80 minutes. We have to get back on our feet and possibly make another tackle. This past weekend, I probably made 3 tackles within the course of a minute and a half. In the game of football, unless you're playing Chip Kelly, that's almost on. It's never done. But the way that I was taught to tackle is very passive, and it's very easy on your body, so you can keep going. The other thing is rugby's had rules in regards to safety of tackling since the beginning of the sport, whereas football is starting to get into head-to-head contact, leading with your head. I kind of describe it to my boys as no attempt to wrap. If you do not make an attempt to wrap in a tackle, then you're putting yourself in a dangerous position because you're literally leading with your face or your forehead. In rugby, we can't do that. You lead with your face, you're not going to have a face by the end of the day. So that's something that can be brought into the actual game of American football. So rugby has tackle laws, and in this tackle laws, we'll kind of give you an idea of how we teach the tackling, how we approach the tackling. You can't leave your feet, and all the contact must be below the shoulders. If you make contact above the shoulders, you're penalized. If you do it twice in a game, you'll be sin binned, which is essentially in the penalty box, so you play a man down. And this is strictly for safety reasons. It's a very violent game. There's no reason to put anyone in danger, as violent as the game may seem. There's a lot of rules regarding the tackling. Now, with the contact at shoulder level or above, if somebody's coming in on you with a very good body lean and very good body position, like most of you coaches teach your running backs, the shoulder-to-shoulder contact happens. That is not part of the law. The part of the law is when the guy is damn near upright and you just basically leave your feet and clean as clock. That's not something that the sir or the ref is going to tolerate, and neither should you when you're going through your drills in your games and any facet of your practice.